In the previous clipping, we actually learnt about the Gujjar Bakkarwals and the Gaddis. Now, the third pastoralist nomadic tribe that we are going to study is the Dhangars. The Dhangars are the pastoralistic community of Maharashtra, and most of them are shepherds, blanket weavers or buffalo herders. They move from one place to another in search of pasture. They live in the semi-arid region where the rainfall is poor and the soil also is not very fertile. So, the only thing that can be grown is the bajra, which they harvest in the month of October, and then they move westwards to the Konkan region. Well, now Konkan is a land of high rainfall, good soil. That means that at the time when they reach, it is the kharif crop which is harvested and the field is being made ready for the rabi crop. Here the Dhangars, they manure the field and they feed their flock of cattle on the stubble which is available. I have told you the meaning of the word stubble at the beginning of the chapter when I told you about the new words. Now, even the Konkani farmers, they give rice to these shepherds, and this is how their life keeps on moving from one place to another, as in wherever they are able to meet with their requirements for their cattle as well as for themselves, they keep moving from one place to another in between these regions. With the onset of monsoon, they actually move back, or it is an alarm for them that they have to go back to the region again because they cannot bear this climate. So, this was about the Dhangars, who again are a pastoralist community of Maharashtra and who again are moving from place to place in search of pasture. And they are in fact the people who get lot of support from the Konkani farmers. So, that was about the third tribe, the Dhangars. I will be talking about more tribes in the next clipping. Now, let us move to the next pastoralist group. The groups of Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. They are the Golas, the Kurubas and the Kurbas. Now, they live in the woods, that is in the forest, and they clear small patches for cultivation also, and their movement is not based on the snow as we have seen of the Gujjar Bakkarwals and also of the Gaddis, but their movement is based on the alteration of the monsoon and the dry season. Wherever there is a monsoon season, they move there, get lot of pasture, and wherever it is a dry season, they tend to get away from there. The next group that we must see, that is of the pastoralist nomads, is of the Banjaras. The Banjaras are of Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. You see lot of Banjara nomadic tribes in these states. These people too move from one place to another in search of pasture. The next group that we have is of the Raikas of Rajasthan. Now, the Raikas of Rajasthan, they actually stay in Jaisalmer, Jodhpur and Bikaner during the monsoon season, but after that they move to another place in search of pasture. and one of the group of the Raikas called as the Maru Raikas, they herd camels, and the other Raikas, they herd sheep and goat. But one thing you must remember is that the pastoralist nomads have been moving from one place to another in search of just pasture for their cattle, sheep and goat. Another thing that we must remember is that these people also do something else besides just rearing the cattle, and that is little bit of agriculture here and there. According to the place that they move to, they grow crops and they harvest it and then move to another place. So imagine, even agriculture is done in spite of the fact that they are moving from one place to another, they are not static at one place. So they actually make their livelihoods out of little agriculture that they do, and of course the cattle, the sheep and the goat that they rear. You must know that these people are very sturdy and they move to another place according to the season cycle. It could be in the mountains that you have, it could be due to the snow, or in the plains and the plateaus, it could be due to the onset and of course the going of the monsoon. So that's very interesting, their life of course, which we've been talking about, of their movement from one place to another. But in the next clipping, we must know that how did their life got affected during the colonial rule.